rises for the win from 29 from the right hash. Koo's kick is good. Here is Durant for the win. James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to For the Win Vodcast. We have Wilson, we have Corey, I am Antoine, and thank you guys for tuning in with us today. So the Super Bowl is exactly 7 days from today, and this matchup is all set with the Rams and the Bengals. While many predicted the Rams to make it this far, I bet most didn't predict that the Bengals would even be in this conversation. So let me ask you, Corey, what is the most impressive aspect of the Bengals win against the Chiefs last week? What you got for me?
Well, let me first start off by saying nobody saw the Bengals win in this game. And I think the most impressive thing of that situation was the Bengals defense. The first half, the Chiefs had their way. They scored, 3 quick touchdowns, ended the half with a 21-3 lead, right?
Should have been 28.
Right. Patrick Mahomes and that offense, they had their way. The defense of the Bengals, they had pressure, but it wasn't getting to the quarterback, right? And even the opportunities that they did have to get to the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, like a ballerina out there. A lot of times he was just running around in circles and still got the pass off, right? So in the second half, I thought what ended up happening, that first half, the Bengals, they were in a lot of zone coverage, right? And I think they transitioned out of that and played a little bit more man. And I think that allowed the Cincinnati Bengals to get pressure and actually get to Patrick Mahomes. And I thought another key thing was the first half, Tyreek was balling. He was on his way to having a really great game. I mean, he had 7 catches, in that first half. And in the second half, he didn't have any catches. So, he had 2 targets with no catches. And I think the Cincinnati Bengals, their defense, they did a lot of bracketing on Tyreek Hill. So, they had somebody over the top and somebody underneath to really hold him in check. And I think what that ended up doing is, you don't have a deep threat when that happens, especially with a person like Tyreek Hill and his speed and his ability to take the top off the coverage. That really hindered the offense of Chiefs. And their offense is predicated on moving the ball and moving the ball really fast. And when they can't do that and just dump the ball off, and, Travis Kelce was still getting his numbers, but that's not what they want. They want that top being blown off the top. And that's what ended up happening in the second half. The Bengals started really getting to the quarterback. Like I said, they held Tyreek Hill in check, and they turned that ball game around. And I have to give credit to the Bengals defense. They were the true winners of this game. Yes, Joe Burrow, he balled out. He made the plays when needed. But this was all on the Cincinnati Bengals.
So the defense. Bengals won their game in a comeback effort, but so did the Rams. So what were the keys to the Rams' victory against the 49ers?
I'm going to have to go with the defense as well. Well, I actually have 2 keys for this one. One being the defense. They had a bend but don't break mentality the entire game, but I think towards the end in that fourth quarter, the Rams defense really buckled down, and they started getting stops. They started actually getting to Jimmy Garoppolo and, start putting pressure on Jimmy, and, ultimately Jimmy became Jimmy, right? And then I think my second point is the keys to 49ers success is running the ball. I think the last time they had a game where they did not rush for 100 yards was Week 17 versus the Tennessee Titans. And in this game, the NFC Championship, they rushed for only 50 yards. That is not a key to their success at all. They want to do everything where I can take as much pressure off Jimmy G as possible. And if you know anything about Kyle Shanahan, he's going to use those running backs. He's going to use Deebo Samuel in a multitude of ways, right? Deebo Samuel is not just a receiver. He's a a running back in a sense. Like he's kind of like the Cordell Patterson of the Atlanta Falcons, right? And they didn't get to rush the ball like they wanted to. You know, their key is to rush for over 100 yards, and they did not do that at all, and that was the reason why they lost the game. Jimmy ended up becoming Jimmy.
All right, so with the matchup, the Bengals and the Rams, considering the dynamics of those teams, Antoine, what are some things that we should be looking for or paying attention to with this matchup?
Okay, so for me, I think the keys to success, I'm going to give both teams. I think first, the Rams, defense against the run. The Bengals have a true running back in Joe Mixon, and I think he's the X factor as far as the Bengals is concerned. But if the Rams can emulate the defense that they put up against the 49ers to where the run wasn't as efficient as it has been earlier in the season for the 49ers, if they emulate that, I think they'll be fine. All right, I think they'll be fine, and I think that's the key to containing the Bengals so I think Joe Burrow will do his thing. Like, I think Joe Burrow will maybe throw for 250 and 2 touchdowns, and if you contain Joe Mixon, I think the Rams will find success.
For me, I think it's a little different. I think it comes down to the Cincinnati Bengals defense, as I was discussing earlier. If they can contain people like Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham and hold Stafford in check, Cincinnati's going to win this game. Because all of the pressure is on the Rams and Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
Right? This is what you traded all those picks for, right? You went all in for this moment. And I think all the pressure is on Matthew Stafford to perform and hoist that Lombardi trophy at the end of the day. So if the Bengals defense can perform the way they did in that second half of the AFC Championship, they can win this game. Because the pressure's all on Matthew Stafford.
Cool. All right, so time for picks. Give me your pick, give me your score, and give me your Super Bowl MVP. Corey, you go ahead first.
Well, I predicted this team in the preseason, and I'm going to stick with them today. I think the winner of this Super Bowl is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. My score is 31-28. A late field goal is going to win the game. And my MVP is going to be the UGA alum, Matthew Stafford.
All right. Antoine?
Man, I do not want the Bengals to win, dog. The Bengals are 0-2 in the Super Bowl era, right? You know who else is 0-2 in the Super Bowl era? The Atlanta Falcons are 0-2 in the Super Bowl era, dog. I do not want another team that has not won a Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl before the Atlanta Falcons. But I think the Bengals might pull it off, man.
Okay.
When a team is hot, NFL playoffs is one and done. One and done. It takes one game, you go on to the next round, one game on to the next round, one game, you win the Super Bowl. It's not like the NBA where the best team usually is going to come out on top in the playoffs. It's a 7-game series. The best team usually comes out on top. With the NFL, man, if somebody's hot, the Giants were hot when they beat Tom Brady.
I was just about to say, that happened twice for us.
You know what I'm saying? Dog, the Eagles were hot when they beat Tom Brady again. Like, the Eagles were hot. So
let's chill on the Tom Brady.
I'm just saying, man, my bad, dog. It just so happens that the two
segment,
examples were against Tom Brady. But when the team is hot, they can pull it off, and it's been done before, and it might be done again. I don't want it to be, but the Bengals might pull it off, man. Joe Burrow might be the first player to ever get a natty, get a Heisman, and then get a Super Bowl ring. And then he might get a Super Bowl MVP. You know what I'm saying? The first player to ever do that. So
in his first 2 years.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
What's your score?
Ooh, I think it'll be a fun one, man. I say 34-28. Bengals.
Okay.
What about you, Wilson?
I got Rams. 31-16. 31-16. And my MVP is Cooper Kupp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
31-16.
31-16. It's going to break the streak of close games.
Wow.
They're going to pull away late in the fourth. Yeah. All right, well, there you have it. Our Super Bowl picks. Tell us what you think. Who's going to win Super Bowl 56? The Rams or the Bengals?
There it is.
It is.
Peace.
Thank you for joining us on the For the Win Vodcast.
Make sure you follow us on IG at For the Win Vodcast, on YouTube at For the Win, on Apple Music, on Spotify. We are everywhere.
For the win. And we out.
Peace.
Yes, sir.